Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
I'm Carol Massar along with Tim Stanovic. Let's get to some stocks on the move on this Wednesday. With us is Bloomberg News earnings specialist Rachel Powell with us. She's got some stock movers. Where shall we begin?
I think we have to start with the one reported today, Deere. Ticker DE, this is your farm equipment maker. So it seems like investors are reacting negatively after the company put out a weak outlook. It has been struggling because tariffs have hurt demand for crops. And I think this outlook kind of shows doubts about whether the US-China deal to resume crop shipments will meaningfully boost demand. And we know the industry has already been dealing with a couple of issues. Crop prices have been low and the cost of seeds, fertilizers, equipment keep rising. So it kind of shows that farmers are having a tough time affording new machines right now, and that's hurting Deere.
Yeah, this is we talked to Brooke Sutherland earlier on this and, asking the question of whether there's a bellwether in industrials and what this means for the farm economy. And also how the outlook could change if the farmers do indeed in the U.S. get a bailout from President Trump.
And I think this is what's difficult, right? The trade, the tariffs, like things feel like they're constantly moving. And so you have to kind of try, how do you run a business when the targets keep moving? All right, Deere, as you said, down more than 4% in today's session. HPQ, those earnings came out late last night.
Yeah, and it seems to still be down because it issued an outlook that's below expectations. HP blamed the high cost of memory chips that go into computers. It also became the latest company to report layoffs that are due to AI. It said it will cut 4,000 to 6,000 employees over the next 2 years and replace them with AI tools. That's about 7 to 10% of its current workforce.
You know what I find fascinating about this is this is through fiscal 2028. Mm-hmm. We're a few years away from fiscal 2028. So you could do this through layoffs. You could do it through not hiring when people leave. And there are other ways to do this. But also the AI, think about how much AI has changed just in the last year and the way that people use it. Like, how can you predict how a company that you run is going to be using AI in the next 2 or 3 years?
I feel like there's so many unknowns. Like these projections, I think, are really difficult to put out there, right? I feel like a lot could change. TBD.
Yeah.
Which is something I like to say a lot.
It's a volatile world.
Workday.
Yeah, so this is Workday, ticker WDAY. It's an HR software maker. It's another stock that took quite a bit of a beating today. It actually had results that beat estimates, but there are questions from analysts about how much of that is from an acquisition they made in October and how much of that is organic growth. Analysts are also concerned about its margins going forward because it gave a guidance that was below estimates. For example, Bloomberg Intelligence, pointed out that large companies are cutting workers or not hiring, so it's going to be hard for Workday to find new clients.
Yeah, that's a big concern. I mean, it's like a big concern about the economy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's such a great read, right? When we talk about the labor force. I mean, the stock's down about 17% year to date. I just feel like, and I think about the conversation that we had today, looking at the Fed Beige Book and we're looking at a lot of different factors and what these types of companies say about their environment to try to get an idea of what's to come. It's a weird time, right? There's lots of questions.
Yeah, I think it's just no one knows, right?
Yeah. And when's the next earnings season?
Well, it's going to be soon after Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Get ready for JP Morgan, okay? Starting, in the early part of January.
Just say nothing.
I can't believe you're already thinking about that. We're barely through retail earnings at this point, Carol.
I just think, it's when we get an idea of how things are doing. Stock market kind of.
The terminal says January 13th for JP Morgan right now.
All right.
So yeah, we'll see if that.
Will Jamie use cockroach? Will he use
weather
praying
metaphor?
Mantis?
This is not yoga.
Okay, I'm just saying. What bug will he lean on? Rachel, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Rachel Powell, she's Bloomberg News earnings specialist, joining us with Stock Movers.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.